Okay, welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. I'm your host, Sahil. I'm here with Rahi and Roy, and we got to talk U.S. Copa America groups are set, boys. What are we thinking? What are reactions? What do we got here?
Oh, I'm excited. This is a huge tournament, a huge opportunity, a huge test, and we've got a chance. This is a great group to get. I think, especially the way the schedule works out. We get the easiest games first. Roy, no excuses this tournament. No excuses. This has got to be semifinal or bust, Roy.
Yeah, it's semifinal or bust. We're in the comfort of our home, my friends. We are playing. It's like inviting all your friends and playing the board game at home, where you could easily cheat, hide the cards under the couch where only you know they'll be hidden. This should be a walk to the semis, but I disagree with you in that this is an ideal group. I do not agree at all. I think this is almost the hardest group we could have gotten. Because let's look.
Come on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Look at this. Pot 1, that's us. Pot 2, who's the best team in pot 2? It was Uruguay, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. Uruguay. By a million miles.
They're a good team, but I wouldn't want to play Ecuador. Honestly,
you'd rather
that's
play
a team
Ecuador?
that's athletic.
No,
watch them in the World Cup.
Absolutely not. They're the best team in South America, not named Argentina right now. Simply put, they just beat Argentina 2-0. They're an excellent team. They're killing it right now in World Cup qualifying. They are dangerous.
But their style of play is a style of play that we can play with. Ecuador, with the way they play down the wings, Ecuador is difficult to deal with, especially because we're a little more athletic than other teams. Against Ecuador, we won't be. Uruguay will allow us to play. Uruguay likes to sit back a little bit. They play less through the midfield. They're a team that we can play with. We tied them in a friendly, if you don't forget.
Yeah, that was a different Uruguay. And you just mentioned the reason why I don't think we'll do well. They like to sit back and they're defensively sound. Look how we did recently against teams who like to sit back. We simply cannot score. We cannot get a shot on goal. Now we're doing it against a team that's 20 times better than the teams we've been playing over the last few months. And it's showtime, man. I think on paper, we are the second best team in that group.
Yes,
I think that's
I agree.
Not saying anything crazy. But the other two teams, Panama is on fire, guys. Panama hasn't lost.
Come on, Roy.
They haven't lost.
If you had to choose anybody in that third pot, you would take Panama. At home against Panama, you take that game all day. All day.
I don't know if I would. In Panama's pot, we had Chile, sure. I would rather have Panama. Venezuela? I don't know.
Venezuela is fourth. Venezuela is doing very, very well in qualifiers. If you want to suggest that you take Venezuela over Panama, I think that's ridiculous. This is a team we know well. We know we can beat at home. I would take Panama all day.
We always struggle against. Always struggle against Panama. Every time we play them. We've lost to them, 2-3 times over the past year and a half?
The B team. On the road with the B team at home in the Gold Cup. At home, we beat them handily each time.
Once. But we have lost to them several times over the past couple of years.
If we can't beat Panama at home, I'm sorry, then there's no business competing.
I'm not saying we can't. I'm saying they're a tough team to play against for this U.S. squad.
Yeah, but they're not tougher than Venezuela.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's an easy group.
Tell me why you don't want Bolivia.
Bolivia is better than Peru. Bolivia is a decent team. They ran past Peru recently in World Cup qualifying. I think they're fairly strong. Thank goodness we don't have to play them away because then we'll lose 6-0 like Argentina did.
Yeah, Bolivia outside of La Paz is a very different team. It's like LAFC playing in Mexico. Yeah. That's what it's like,
They're a hyper-technical team, though.
No, they are technical. I don't disagree, but they don't play well away from home. And if you're asking me, anyways, we couldn't have played the CONCACAF teams after getting Panama. So I think Bolivia is fine. I don't see the problem with this group. I agree Uruguay that game could have been slightly easier. It's a very tough team. Uruguay is a very good team. But who are you going to get? Ecuador is good. Colombia is good. It doesn't really matter, right? And you're going to play them last.
My friend. You can't compare Ecuador to Uruguay right now. You simply can't compare them.
Did you watch Ecuador in the World Cup? Did you watch that team? That team should have walked out of that. That team was a very good team in the World Cup.
Right now, Uruguay is a far better team. Watch Uruguay against Argentina.
Who the top 5 teams in South America right now, right? Guess who's in there? Ecuador's in there. Guess who else is in there? Venezuela's in there. Guess who's in there? Uruguay. Yes, but they're all good teams. For me, especially the fact that you play Uruguay last, for me, it's a decent game to play last. And the other thing with Uruguay, I love the Uruguayan team. Always fun to watch. But they might slip up in one of those other games. We saw what happened to them in the World Cup, previous World Cups against Costa Rica. We saw they are a team
Panama?
that might slip up.
Is it Panama against Panama? Who's the one that gonna get them to slip up?
Panama.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here. I think you guys are all dancing around. I think this is our best. Everyone's talking about the World Cup. I'm gonna be honest, U.S. fans, we're not winning the World Cup. This is our best opportunity to get silverware, and I'm telling you, like, forget about the World Cup. It's time to show up here. So I'm gonna ask, starting it off, will we win the group? What do you guys think?
Nope.
I mean, okay, we have to win the group.
Nope.
This is an important test on how you play a tournament.
Not the question, damn it.
You have to win the group because the difference between winning the group and not winning the group is Brazil in the quarterfinals, or or who else is there? Colombia, right? You might play Colombia, maybe Paraguay, maybe. There's a very, very big difference. And this is the problem we've had over time. We generally don't win our group. And then you get a problem in that round of 16 game, in this case, in the quarterfinal game. And by the way, we did win our group the last time we had this tournament at home in 2016. It was lucky. We lost to Colombia.
Impressive, man. We got it.
No, we lost to Colombia. We should not have won the group. But we were lucky that Costa Rica beat Colombia. My issue here is we have to win the group. And I think we will because of the way the schedule works out. We have to rack up goals in those first 2 games. And the third game against Uruguay, you see if you can get a draw. You see how it goes. But for me, it has to be a group victory. And I think we will do it.
Okay, Roy said no. But Roy, I want to mention one thing before you answer. If we are not able to win groups like this, obviously Uruguay is a bet. I agree with you in the sense I think Uruguay is a tough team. But where are we as a program if we can't win, groups like this? And people are talking about the World Cup as an opportunity. We got to win this group, in my opinion.
I think people talk about the World Cup assuming continual progression. I think if we take a snapshot of the U.S. men's national team right now, we look at our past 5 games, which is what matters, the past 6 months, our form in those 5 games, our struggles in those 5 games, our issues in those 5 games. If you're being realistic, you cannot say that we're going to win this group over Uruguay. That's being hopeful. That's being a fan. Yes, as fans, we're hopeful. We're fighting for our team. We believe in our team. We believe, right? But if we're being realistic and detaching from fandom, we do not beat Uruguay. And we struggle against Panama. Simply put, we've struggled. Look at our past few games.
I don't know where this struggle against Panama is coming from. First of all, and also you're looking at one-off friendlies and games that are taken as snippets.
They're not
right?
one-off.
This is very different. We've had injuries. It's a very different evaluation when you look at qualifiers or friendlies because they come in for a few days, then they play a game. They're coming in from different places. There's no time to prepare as a team. This is a tournament. It's very different. You're together. You learn to play together. It's a very, very, very different construction.
Sure.
And we haven't seen this team in a tournament that the first team since, by the way, what happened in the Nations League, right? Canada, Mexico, no problem. Simple, done, dusted. This team in a tournament we haven't seen since the World Cup. Okay, decent. But they will win this group. They have to win this group. And by the way, if they don't win this group and if they don't get to the semifinals, Greg Berhalter will be done the minute this tournament ends.
I'd be shocked. But your comment about the group being together as being some kind of competitive advantage, every group is together. Every other team is together. So what you're saying, if I'm reading this right, Rocky, is you believe in Greg Berhalter. You believe that spending more time with him is going to get this group playing better, more united, attacking better, and I just don't have that confidence.
Well, I believe we owe it to him.
More time with Berhalter means a better team.
The one piece of evidence we have is the group stage in the World Cup. We were very good.
Sure.
Roy, answer me this question.
But yeah, I was happy.
We were very good. Answer this question for me. What is the minimum expectation for this team? What must they do? Forget about will. What do they have to do?
I think make it out of the group in at least second place and play very well against, if it's Brazil, play very well against Brazil. That's
No, come
my...
on. That would be an utter failure. An utter failure to do that. I think we have to go to the semifinal. And in the semifinal, unlike last time, we can't lose 4-0. The way Copa America works is if you get to semifinals, you play Brazil or Argentina. That's generally how it works.
Of course it's a failure, but I'm talking about my expectation. What is my expectation? I do not expect this team to win the group. I don't expect this team to then go on and beat Brazil.
Okay, but then
Yes,
if
it'll be a
that's
failure,
the case,
but I
Roy, if
don't
that's the
expect
case,
that
then
to
what are we
happen.
doing? Then we fire the coach and we start again. There has to be progress. If we cannot get out of this group in first, if we cannot win the quarterfinal, if we cannot be competitive in the semifinal, this tournament is a failure, and the coach has to go.
Yes.
And the program has to reevaluate.
I'm gonna let's end here, but I'm gonna say one point that's actually bigger than what you guys are saying is I think we need to win this thing, and I know we won't, or we probably won't, but I think we need to win this thing. Like I said before, this is our shot at getting something. We're gonna get some homer calls, and I think we need to go win this tournament. But we'll finish there. Go USA, as always. Win something. Win the group. Win this semifinal game against Brazil. Win something. But we'll talk about this a lot more. Any final thoughts for you guys? No.
I cannot wait, Roy. I cannot wait.
I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited to see the U.S. and, of course, the motherland, Argentina, and Peru. Do you know my dad is
for
Peruvian?
today?
There you
No,
go.
I didn't know that. But
Yeah,
for
now you know.
today, we got to say, go USA. Roy.
Vamos, USA, carajo, muchachos. Vamos.